I'm just going to try this and see if anybody pops in. Because I'm trying to increase my hours. So while I sit here and wait, I'm going to put on my makeup. And if anybody pops in while I'm doing it, so be it. We can talk. It is a beautiful, sunny day today in beautiful Kent, Washington. I'm having the hardest time seeing what I'm doing. Thank God for this big mirror. I'm going to move this over so you can see. And I'm not doing this as a tutorial. I'm just doing this just to be doing something while I'm sitting here waiting for somebody to hop online with me. And let me see how everybody's doing this morning. I've got my girl AV to the 7th power on. She's talking about the recusal yesterday of Judge Glanley. Is that his name? In Georgia. That's a mess. Big old hot mess. Georgia's got problems. But, you know, hey, looks like we got problems all over this country right now. Got folks trying to take out Trump and all that. I don't wish that on anybody. And I am not a Trump supporter by any means. But wrong is wrong. And if that in fact happened the way they said it did, wrong. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. That seems to be the norm these days. Conspiracy theories. And we can't help but acknowledge that some of them are true and some of them are not. Is that my phone? Where is my phone? I don't feel like getting up from this chair. Let me go grab my phone. It wasn't my phone dinging. Hello. How you doing? Top of the morning to you. Say hello so I can say hello back. I should put on my glasses, but can't wear glasses and put on makeup at the same time. So pardon my dust, I'm still under construction. So we got one person in the house. One thing I don't like about this chat. Hey Charlotte, how you doing, sweetie? Good to talk to you. I don't do this live thing much, but you know what my goal is. I'm trying to retire. I'm trying to get these hours in best I can. Everything okay with you this morning? Have you talked to your brother? Who is dinging? Uh-oh. See, these comments disappear. Okay. They disappear before I get a chance to read them. I don't know who that is. But yeah, your brother's at work now. Working hard. He had to take Xavier with him. I got kids here and they're already asleep. Yes, ma'am, not this morning. Oh, you haven't talked to him this morning yet? I don't like this chat here because the comments disappear before I can even read them. So if I don't respond right away, it's because I'm not looking dead at the screen when it pops up. But it is certainly good to talk to you. I hope you're doing well this morning. I'm just doing something to pass the time and see if this will give me some more hours. I know every time I try to upload a live video, it just sits there. It doesn't upload right away. And on a couple of times, they actually, YouTube deleted it. I don't know if it was YouTube or what. Just deleted for no apparent reason. So how's Chris this morning? Y'all have been on my mind lately. You know you're still in my prayers. Ding. What is this one? Oh my God. That's good. That's good. Oh, you're leaving today for Indiana. Cool. How long are you going to be gone? Is it a vacation? Oh, 10 days. Oh, I am jealous. I'm jealous. We're supposed to be going to Vegas for the weekend of Barry and Larry's birthday. We leave Friday the 26th. We'll be back on Monday, the following Monday. So that's my little mini vacation. And then when I have my surgery in August. Oh, okay. Family reunion and memorial. Well, safe travels. Safe travels. Oh yeah, we're doing this DIY video. I'm sorry, not video. Photo booth. Like it seems to be the popular thing to do now, but they're not generally DIY. But I learned how to put one together, and I got all the equipment to do it, and now I'm struggling because I don't have the appropriate clamp. I don't have the appropriate clamp to attach the iPad to the middle of the light, the big circular light. So I had to order one of those. I got the clamp, it just doesn't, I got the holder, but it doesn't secure properly to the doohickey. The doohickey is the lighting apparatus. And it's bigger than I anticipated, so we'll see. But I ordered the iPad, it's a big 20-inch round light, kind of like this but bigger, much bigger. And in the middle of it will sit the iPad, and there's software on it where you can select how many. It's not really a lot of work. It's just setting it up. Um, the software will do all the work once it's set up. But what I think I'm gonna do is when this party is over with. I mean, I didn't invest in this just to have for their party. I'm gonna use this and turn it into a little side hustle. You know, when people have birthday parties and events and stuff, weddings, whatever, and they have those little self-serve photo booths where you can walk up to the area, the backdrop or whatever, and take pictures. People are charging $600 a pop per event. And I can take that kind of money and yeah, I can work with that. Most definitely. So it should be interesting. And beside that, even if I don't use it for that purpose, I'll use it for YouTube to make my videos, because lighting is critical, especially at night. Yeah, wow, it's quite an endeavor, I guess, but we will see. We will see how that works out. My sister-in-law will probably be involved as well, Larry's wife. So between the two of us, because I'm definitely not going to try to take this on by myself. I can hardly walk. Able to have background. You can actually put backdrops behind, on the wall when you take those pictures. So it'll capture that. You can have lighted back. You can have any backdrop you want. So, sometimes customers provide that, if it's for someone's birthday. Like, for instance, Barry and Larry's birthday. I think Felicia's going to get one for their birthday. And, that'll be the backdrop for all the pictures that people take. Now, we're not charging anybody for their birthday because this is for their birthday, but, customers may decide that they want a specific backdrop and they can provide that themselves. It's still going to be $600 a pop. And what we do is we provide the photo. They have those little photo postcards. The little printer prints everything out. Now, I didn't get that, but there is the capability with the software that the person can input their telephone number for text messages, or they can input their email for emails, or there's a QR code that they can scan to obtain their pictures, and they can print their own pictures out if they choose to. But I'm gonna go ahead and invest in a small printer for photographs, kind of like the Polaroid era. But my sister-in-law's daughter has one that we're gonna use for their birthday. And like I said, once all that's over with, I'll go ahead and invest in one for the business. Not to say that it has to be used all the time. Some people would prefer to, uh, you know, print their own off. So, anyway, nice and quiet this morning so far. I got two kids, they downstairs, sleep. And they're going to be asleep for a minute. Yeah, they do. They have all that stuff. And I'm not young. I'm a gadget girl, but sometimes learning how to do this stuff right now, it's alarming. You should have seen me last night. I was huffing and puffing, irritated that I didn't have the right gizmo to attach the iPad. And I didn't even take the iPad out the box. That's the cool part about it. I'm all ahead of myself. I'm trying to find the little clamp that I can clamp the iPad into the middle of the light. Didn't have it. Yeah, blows my mind every time. But it's a learning experience. I learn while I can. So did you go to church yesterday? It didn't come with it. No. You talking about the clamp to secure the iPad in the middle? I went to South and I seen Barry Jr. Oh yeah. It I bought something to put an iPad in, but the way that this light is set up, it's more like a mic stand, and the light sits on the very top of it. But there's nothing inside the light that I can place the iPad inside. There should be a clamp, and it didn't come with it. There should be some kind of a clamp that I can put inside the light, and it sits right in the middle. The thing that I bought, come to find out, has to have its own stand. And I'm like, I'm not trying to carry two stands when I can set it up right in the middle. So I went through Amazon last night and I found one little fixture that I can place inside, or screw it on, screw the clamp on, and place the iPad in it to be held like, it's hard to explain, but I found it. I ordered it. But I'm going to send the other one back because there's no need for me to have this big other thing. Even though that's the one that Amazon recommended, they didn't recommend the right one. So I can kick rocks on that one. Who will snap the picture? Oh, it snaps itself. Wait a minute. Who will snap the picture? Do you have a remote? Oh, it does have a remote too. But there's a little countdown that you select how many pictures you want. You know, this is all included in the software that's loaded onto the iPad. So you select how many pictures you want. Yep, and you select how many pictures you want, and then there's a countdown to prepare you to pose. So, you know, I've gone to a few parties that had that, and it was fun. You know, my friend Sharon, or I'm sorry, my friend Charlize, she had one for her 60th, I think it was, her 60th birthday party last year. So yeah, and the postcards turned out real cute. There was like four shots, and there was one bigger picture, and then three along the side. It was postcard size. And there was a nice little backdrop, and they included little props that you could put on, hats and junk, stuff that you could wrap around yourself to take pictures. It was fun. But yeah, we're going to try to do something like that. Me and Felicia. See how that works out. So, yeah. Indiana. That sounds like fun. I wish I could go somewhere for 10 days right now. I'm ready to get up out of here, though. But all I can do is sit the whole time. I can't walk around until I can, get my body back in order. I don't know what this surgery might do. I hope this surgery will handle it. But man, I don't know. I'm just praying and hoping the Lord will let the surgery be the rectifier. Because right now, standing any length of time, my legs are swelling up, my feet swell up, ankles swell up for no reason. I'm a little nervous about another what other service? There's another service where at church. Let me get my glasses. I need my glasses so I can see. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I hear you. I hear you. That's rough. It's hard enough to go through one, let alone two. With a whole different crowd, I would imagine. A whole different set of people that maybe didn't make the last one. Is that what you're nervous about? Yep. Yep. It's already open. It's just like digging into it, and it's already open. That's, yeah. Oh, God. Well, I'm praying for you, honey, because that's hard. One service is hard. Two is almost torture, you know. And the last one was, what, a couple weeks ago? It's like, Jesus. Man. I'm just so sorry you guys are dealing with this. It's awful. And I thought I was cool about Isaiah after 6 years, and then boom, it hit me one day. It wasn't even on the day. It was like a couple days later. And I was like, dang. It never completely goes away. Never does. But, time does heal. Everybody's time is not the same, but it does heal. Yeah. Yeah, it will. 6 years, yeah. Already. 6 years. It's like it happened yesterday. Even though I know it didn't happen yesterday, it doesn't feel like it right now. Especially when I always have his boys right there in front of me. It's like him being there. Yep. Did Barry tell you our son is moving to Arizona? It's not the same as losing him, losing Isaiah, but it's like I'm losing my other son too, to another place. I know he's still here, but he won't be physically here. And I think I can handle that. He's the crybaby. Yeah. Did he cry when he shared? I'm just curious because my baby's a crybaby like his daddy, like his mama too. He's having a hard time, dude. He's having a hard time dealing with this. He's excited. It's a big blessing, but it's just hard. Yep. Yep. It's like the closer he gets to it. Like yesterday was his birthday. He turned 43. Make me feel old. He turned 43 yesterday, and they came by later in the evening, him and Taylor and Kyrie. And of course, Kyrie is in the other room now. But I can always tell when he's about to break down because he'll leave the room. So sometimes he'll call just to be calling and just start crying. He calls me, he texts me every morning now. Yep, yep, yeah. I think he's coming to grips with one day we won't be around no more. That's hard for him. Very hard for him. But I told him he's got his own legacy to develop. Yep. Yep. When I had my little issue with my back, and I had to basically almost threaten the doctor. I was like, I need you guys to check out my kidneys. I think there might be something wrong with my kidneys. And she was saying, well, I really don't think there's anything. No, you're going to check out my kidneys. Yeah. But yeah, I took him with me to the doctor. And he was crying in the doctor's office. So I know. Luckily the doctor came back and said there's nothing wrong with my kidneys. They're pretty average. But I just, where this pain has been, it's like right where the kidneys are. So I figured, well, check them out. Ain't nobody gonna advocate for us but us. So, but he went with me, and Barry stayed home. Because Barry's not good about asking questions. He's not. So, but he does well, he can be supportive in his own way. But, he doesn't know I don't know if he doesn't know what questions to ask or what. But you do have to advocate with these doctors. Our healthcare system is jacked up. Yep. Yep. So, like I said, luckily, according to the doctor, my kidneys were fine. But, when it comes to the healthcare system, they'll tell you anything to keep you on the hook, to keep you buying the dope, the drugs, instead of addressing the problem head on, So my surgery, I'm hoping and praying that this surgery will rectify whatever's causing this. And it could be something as minor as me drinking these medicine balls every day. I do doctor them up. Heck, I might be diabetic by now. They don't know everything, so we have to tell them I'm not a pill. Yeah, I'm a pill popper, but I'm not. My pills that I pop, that they give me, ain't the problem. You know, check it out. I I had to actually tell them, okay, so I need your name, your supervisor's name. They asked me, well, what for? I said, because if I drop dead, my husband needs to know who to sue. Oh, they hurried up and made me an appointment. A couple hours later, they was calling me, scheduling an appointment that day. So I said, yeah, thank you. You almost got to get indignant with them for them to do something. But your dog is sitting. Wait a minute. Let me put on my glasses. My dog is sitting in front of me whining. Oh, what's he whining about? Is he hungry? We got somebody else in the chat. Who is that? Ouch. See, this is the other thing. My neck. Boy, when you break down, you just break down, don't you? I'm getting this real twinge right here. We have a phantom watcher. Yeah, you talk about sitting and they hurry up. Yep, they sure do. They don't want to hear those. That's like you cussing them out basically when you tell them that. But I'm not playing, no. No. What's your name? What's your supervisor's name? Because somebody gonna get sued if something happened to me, and you could have done something about it. And the thing with Swedish is that Swedish has these students coming through there. They're in their learning curve. Instead of giving me I'm not saying that the students aren't real doctors, but I need me a seasoned doctor that's been doing this for a while. I don't need nobody to be learning off of me. Give me a doctor that's been doing this for a while. Yep. I think the other parts of the body gets jealous and wants attention. Ooh, ain't that the truth? They be wanting that attention, don't they? Absolutely. So you doing anything special today? Yep, don't practice on me. I'm not I'm not a cadaver on the table. If you want a cadaver, you go find somebody that's dead already. Don't try to kill me in the process. Ooh wee. So yep, that's pretty much it. Just finish packing. Oh, what time do you guys leave today? What time does your flight leave, I should say? Oh, I hear you. Ooh, I need a pedicure so bad. Oh God. And I haven't had one. It's a shame, since before COVID. That's how long it's been. What's on my agenda? Kids. 9:45. Oh, you leave tonight. You got all day to get ready. Yep. I got kids. That's another reason why I'm ready to throw in the towel with this daycare stuff, because what? What you mean? What you mean? What? What you mean? What? I got kids until about 5. Like I said, they downstairs sleep right now. And I got another one that'll get here at about, knowing her mama, 11. And she'll pick her up at about 4 or 5. But I get tired about 4 or 5. Yep. I be ready to... I fall asleep in my massage chair by then. I tried to do that yesterday. Elijah came by and had me finish his hair before COVID. Your feet before... Yep. I ain't had a pedicure since before COVID. I was doing my own feet. And now, that is... Oh, God, that is a challenge. Now, Barry, he takes care of his own feet because he can bend over. But me, see, I can soak them, and I can use my little, Barry done took over my foot scrubber. I got one of them handheld, Amopays or whatever. They're battery operated. And, he uses that more than I get to use it. So I think I'm going to invest in another one. I had 2 of them, and I only know where one is. And yeah. But we gotta paint our toenails, and that's where I get all discombobulated trying to get my foot positioned to where I can do it. I cut them down and stuff. It's just I gotta discombobulate myself doing. I'm not as agile as I used to. It's my knees. If my knees weren't so bad, I wouldn't have a problem. But bending my knees and bending over and I do it, but it's a lot. But I think I'm gonna have to break down one weekend and go get my feet done, cause ooh-wee. Yeah, I can reach them, but it hurts. My knees hurt when I get down there. And beside that, I was pre-diabetic, and so the toenails was starting to do their own little thing, and I had to hurry up and rectify that. I don't want them Jurassic Park feet like somebody else I know. Wait. Oh, I'm not gonna clown him. That's my baby. But he got some rough ass feet. Oh my goodness. Yes, ma'am. But it is what it is. What can I say? I love him anyhow. I need to answer this. Okay, sweetheart. You have a wonderful day. Enjoy your vacation and everything else that's going on. Try to, and I'm praying for you. Love you. Her memberships have included the Bluckley Inn of Courts and the Atlanta Bar Association, the Gate City Bar Association, and she was a past president of the Gate City Bar Association. That's pretty cool. Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys, the Gate City Bar Foundation, Bear Claws. All right, sweetie. Talk to you later. Love you. As a member of the State Bar of Georgia's Committee on Professionalism, that's good. The Atlanta God, my eyesight is getting worse. Ethics, she's the board chair. Oh, that's good. And the Atlanta Bar Association's Women in the Profession section, past board member. From a civic standpoint, she was involved with the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Okay, shout out to the sorors. The Links in Buckhead. It's My Birthday Atlanta Inc. The author Blank Family Youth Center, so she's involved with the YMCA, past board member there, and the Enchanted Closet, she was past board member there. So she is really active in the community. She's a graduate of Leadership Atlanta, Ingram and her husband Marlon, they live in Atlanta with their 2 kids. All right, so we know that she has a lot of experience, is super involved in the community, involved in a lot of associations, but when it comes to judicial ethics, this is good. I do think that she's going to she's going to be by the book. So that's excellent. That's really good. All right, so there's a few articles about her, but I want to bring up for you here. Let's start to look at some data to see how she might rule. Is she going to be pro-defendant? Is she going to be pro-prosecution? Is she going to be balanced and in the middle? So let's look at active cases first. This is important because now it explains why this case was assigned to her, right? So active cases, she has 133, right? This is in Fulton County versus other judges. So where does she fall on the spectrum compared to other judges? She has a pretty low caseload right now compared to other judges. Look, it goes up to 551. So that's an interesting data point. Why? Because we know that the YSL case is going to take a lot of resources. It's going to take a lot of time. So when it came to the decision for them to transfer it to another judge, so taking it away from Glanville and putting it somewhere else, you need to make sure that the incoming judge has a lower caseload. So that was actually telling to me when I was looking at this dashboard this morning, right? So she has a low case count compared to other judges. Now, the other thing that we see on the right-hand side of the screen, we see the average case length. So usually the cases, on average, let's look at the active cases, or in the past, she has 321 days for her average cases. So that's good. We see that in green. Ingram Pierce cases, 26% faster than the county average of 439 days. So look at this. She's on the lower end of the spectrum. Is that a good thing? It could be. It could be. She hears cases faster. She's going to probably move this YSL case along. It was moving very slowly, so it looks like we might have the benefit of some speed here with having her assigned to the case. Now, on the bottom, you see this is a comparison of her versus other judges in the state. So the blue bars on the top is just her versus other judges in the county. So blue is in Fulton County. And this purple on the bottom is the state of Georgia. Welcome. Stacks up on both of those data points there. Okay. I'm just sitting here putting on makeup. Her duration time. If you want to talk to me, you can. She is pretty fast. I'm glad you stopped by. As far as her active cases, yeah, she doesn't have many. She doesn't have many compared to. And they're dropped off. What is the top number for cases in the state of Georgia? 1580. That's a busy judge. Those are busy judges. Those are super busy judges. All right. Let's scroll down and look at some more data. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We're not going to look at the right-hand side. Top of the morning to you. But this one is interesting right here. What is her motion grant rate? Who do I have the pleasure of sharing my space with this morning? Oh, they dropped off too. Well, bye. Okay, so her grant rate is 1.83 lower than the average county grant rate of 54%. Georgia, 53%. Right? Is she gonna grant it? Judges that are very pro granting motions are gonna fall closer to the 60%. Right? I mean, you can't grant every single motion that comes in front of you too, so you're not gonna see anything with 100%. But those that are a little bit more favorable, like the good judges, that will hear you out, that will grant your motion, they land at 60%. She's at 53. It's not far away, but that is something to consider. It seems like she's relatively balanced in the decision-making process. So that's really cool to look at too. Now, I thought this was cool too. What process areas does she have experience in? Well, we know that she's a former prosecutor, so we know she has experience in criminal. But what sort of cases has she seen in the past? A majority of them end up in commercial. Well, that one turned out nice, right? Kind of. 48%. Torts it's another word in the law for personal injury. So 26% personal injury. This table is not big enough. Real property. This is like real estate. Got all this stuff everywhere. Tiny bit of family law, tiny bit of tax. Everything else is like super, super tiny. So we're not going to cover that part too much. But interesting. You can really learn a lot about judges. Now, remember we were talking about the grant rate? Now, here's where the plot thickens. Her grant rate is 18% lower than the county's average of 20%. Now, let's look at her, which is this first graph. In the middle, we have booty hurt. And on the right, we have the state of Georgia. Now, when she grants motion, you see this green line? It's scary. Look at the one in the middle, the red one. Motions denied, 83%. So, this is interesting. And let me break this down. The motion type is motion for reconsidering or rehearing. Okay, so these are motion analytics, but now we're breaking down the type of motion. So, how does this play out? What is the motion type? Motion for reconsideration or rehearing. So that is when one is to consider something or rehear something. Those type of motions are very likely to say no, because we see 83%. Now, it says lower, right? Because let's look at this. What do average judges in Fulton County land at? If they deny something, they land at 77% of this type of motion. What about the state of Georgia? Usually, she's more in line with the state of Georgia at 81% denial. Fulton County itself has 20% grant rate when it comes to this type of motion. So, a little bit of interesting discussion, thought experiment that I wanted to show you guys. These are typically filed by defendants. Her grant rate is 62% lower when the defendant is the moving party. Interesting. Look at Fulton County, which has the bigger line, and then you see Georgia. Oh, I thought that was a 1. Typically, will probably grant these more, and they're a little defendant friendly, right? But interesting. We didn't see it for filed by the plaintiff, and that's likely because they just don't have the data. The source that I got this from. All right, let's go in a little bit more. So now we are looking at a different type of motion. How is she with motions for summary judgment? Those are usually filed at the beginning of cases. She is pretty friendly with this sort of thing. Her grant rate is 23% higher with this type of motion than the county's average of 48%. So she's looking good here. So that means if somebody wanted to file a motion for summary judgment, they're basically saying there's not enough facts sufficient for us to move on with this case. She's actually pretty good with granting those. So if we can predict or see a motion for mistrial, she might actually hear these attorneys out. Not saying that she won't, she has to, right? But she might actually be pretty open to the idea. Fulton County usually is at 44% with these sort of things, and then the state of Georgia is at 42% with these sort of things. So she is actually higher than both the county average and the state average. So this is pretty good. And usually these are filed by the defendant. So look at that. It's 16% higher when the defendant is the moving party. So when a defendant files a motion for summary nothing is relevant to us, but how has she done with motions for temporary restraining orders? 90%. 90%. Her grant rate with these type of motions is 7% higher than the county's average of 83%. She protects people. You can see that without a doubt. 90% is beautiful. But, it depends. It depends on what the situation is. But when it comes to restraining orders, at least we have the raw number of 90%. Okay? Fulton County average is 80%, and the state average is 85%. Sorry, I said give you the exact number. 83% for Fulton County and 85% for the state of Georgia. These are when they're filed by the plaintiffs, or when people are looking for some safety. She's 0.52 higher when the plaintiff is the moving party. The defendant's not going to file that. So that's why you're seeing data on the left-hand side of your screen instead of the right-hand side of your screen. All right, let's go to the next one. Motion to be relieved or withdraw as counsel. What type of motion is this? This is the motion that Kayla needed. This is what Kayla needed. This is what Woody was like, you guys. And it is likely that Judge Avery, okay, she would not kept Kayla around. She would have let her go back to Dallas or, sorry, Houston. She would not held this woman in court. So I think, in retrospect, this is a little funny looking at this. She has 2.4% higher than the county's average of 87%. So look at that, 90% she grants these 90% of the time, right? So if somebody fires their lawyer, we would go from there. Next, we have Fulton County's average at 87%. We have Georgia's average of 88%, right? So she's much higher than these two on the side here. And look, when we get that filed by the defendant, it's 5% higher when the defendant is a moving party. So look at that. If little Woody was in front of her and said, she fired, I want to relieve her from this case, it is likely that she would have granted that motion. So interesting. Okay, this next type of motion, and this is where the plot thickens, is this one. How does she do with motions to dismiss? She's 22% higher than the county's average rate of 80%. So where does she fall? If someone wants to file a motion to dismiss, she falls at 81% granted, right? The Fulton County average is 80%, and the state of Georgia is 81%. So she's just, she's slightly on par with everyone. So let's see what the numbers look like for defendants. So for defendants, the grant rate is 22% lower when the defendant is the moving party. See this line on the outside? We're going to see how she does with that. And guys, that concludes this report. I hope you enjoyed geeking out with me over this, but I was so kind of like intrigued by who she was. What are her stats? You guys see how like attorneys can use this to kind of game plan things, and as you're thinking about filing your motions for mistrial or your motions to dismiss, you want to see how a judge typically moves. These are going to be super useful reports to attorneys out there, and I know there's a lot of legal people that watch me. Man, check out this tool. I'm not even gonna do an ad read for them, but I should. Wasn't that cool, guys? All right, let me come to y'all in the chat. Let's review a few supers. And again, this is a quick power hour, so I'm gonna be out and hit the books and finish all my YouTube stuff today, so y'all have content for the week. But the girl definitely needs to hit the books. So let's see who we have in the building. Again, Ollie is your stream sponsor. Ollie, thank you so much for sending in that super chat. Thank you guys for shouting Ollie out. Shout out to Cam with the $20. Cam says judge popped out on the merits of motions. Cleared the state in Glanville of his conduct. She had a decision she had to come to, and she used the rule of procedure. She should have taken the assertions as true, bound by law and rule. I think that's a good point, Cam. I think it's a very, very good point. I mean, I was pretty surprised to see how short this decision was, but I mean, really, she had one job. Her job is to decide if Glanville should be removed. But she did it. And what was that? Let me get the state's response. We got the state's response last Wednesday. I think about business days. She was pretty quick with this. She made her decision in 3 business days. And if it was filed yesterday, she probably had that decision done by Friday. You know? So it was a quick in and out. Super, super quick in and out. So thank you so much for the super camp. Really appreciate you. Shout out to Relationship Talk with G's podcast. It's 199. Thank you so much. He says, therefore, there it is. Therefore, YSL Young Slime Lead. Yes, he was on one. So y'all see my Instagram? There has been, over the years, there have been times when we feel, you know, like it happens. There's probably one other time where he was, I don't know if y'all, I took it down because, you know, we were talking about Diddy and I didn't want to implicate Lead with Diddy. But there was another Diddy stream that we did and he just started breaking out into song. I was like, this, it's early, you know, it's 10 a.m. on my end, but when you get Lead energized, like you'll see stuff like that. Yesterday's stream was hilarious. If you want a little synopsis of that, definitely check out my Instagram and put a clip up, and we will absolutely be putting that in our recap this week before we go back to court. So thank you so much for the super. Let's go to Raphael the Moore. With $2 says AB went into the deep red YSLC with research. I did. I was like, I want to know about her. But I want to see how there she's gonna be. How impartial she's gonna be. You know, this trial has been a shit show so far. I want to also see how effective she's gonna be. Are we gonna waste time with certain things? Are we gonna have the same court reporter? I do know that she does have other staff that work for her, so we may see some new faces in the court. But yeah, I was like, I was in there. I was in there. Shout out to Maria with the 1999. Thank you so much, Maria. She says, Amy, you're doing a great job with your investigations. Listen, I do it because I care about you guys, and I know that y'all would like this sort of content. And like it helps to be different from other people. You know, like I can't even tell you how many people covered this yesterday. But I don't think people are going to look at it from the lens of thoughtful research. That's what I like. And it makes it fun. You guys saw Doug Weinstein here, and he just like, he like compliments me. He's like, I really like how you educate your folks at the same time. So it gives you variety because you have a choice of any channel book to go to. So if you come here, just know you're going to get a little bit of extra. A little bit of extra. Can I get a like for that research, guys? Can I get a like? That was good. That was good. Shout out to Full Drinking and Half Thinking. He gave out 10 AV memberships. Full Drinking, Half Thinking, thank you so much. And guys, if you received a membership from him, please, please, please tell him thank you. Does not have to do that. Again, I treat my members like shareholders on this channel. So I may call you from time to time. So if you have that for 30 days, you're getting it from Full Drinking and Half Thinking. Does not have to do that. Look at him. Look at him. He hits me with a $20 super after that. No comment. No question. Pure love of the game. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Full Drinking and Half Thinking. Thank you so much for investing in this community and giving more people an opportunity. It's very, very cool of you. Very, very cool of you. Thanks again. Shout out to Miss Pro T Shetty with the $20. She says, for my girl, AV. Hi, Chad. Hey, Miss Pro T Shetty. Hope you are having a great Tuesday. Thank you so much for the love. One of my longest supporters. She's been with me for a really, really long time. I'm so happy to see you today. Thank you so much, sis. And then look who we have. This is a new face, a new name. Shut for $20.
Innocent bystander.
Hey, Mike says the channel rebrand is underway. I just wanted you to know who this is and to tell you thanks so much for the advice. Yeah, guys, look at Mike and 10. This makes me happy. We were talking a little bit about people judging me for doing consultations, right? Even though I advise
Oh
my
boy, I
children
don't know
to
if I like that.
whatever. None of those matter. One of my favorite things to do is consultations because I can help creators grow. But one of my favorite types of consultations to do, and I just did one yesterday, is law school consultation. I like helping people make difficult decisions. And when I was coming up in law school, when I was applying, I wish I had a place to go where I could just ask
Oh
questions
wow.
for a few bucks.
I've been on here for an hour already.
You know, so
At
consults are
least I
very
got to
important to
talk
me.
to
If you guys are
somebody.
interested in them, there is a link in the description box. Mike is someone I've met with, and as you can see, he's already making significant changes in his channel. And for my creators out there, remember it's Amazon Prime Day. I also have a link of equipment that you can check out, and you might be able to get that stuff on sale. So look at it, and congratulations, Mike, on 10 in 10. I can see the stuff going on right now, and it looks fantastic. You're doing a great job, and you know I'm cheering you on from the side. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to Chestnut Checkers, became a member. I like that name. I really like that name. Welcome to the community. You are going to love it here. Shout out to Rebecca, who also became a member. Welcome, welcome, Rebecca. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. Shout out to D with $5. D says, it will be interesting to see how the state operates with this new judge. Will they still try their shenanigans? Well, I do think that this is going to be interesting, guys. And it's not making anything about gender. But how is DA Love and Simone, it's likely that they know this judge, right? Why do they know? Because this judge used to be a former prosecutor. So they know each other. Are they going to try her on the bench? I don't think they will. So the dynamics of this courtroom are going to be very, very different. Do we pick up where we left off? Because where we left off was Littlewood testimony. When we resume, are we going to continue with that? Because I'm telling you guys right now, as soon as we get back in that courtroom, I can see Doug standing up, I can see Brian standing up, and I can see them saying, before we begin, Your Honor, I'd like to file a motion for a mistrial. That's coming. So, that's going to be the first open issue that we have. And that's going to be the first open issue that this judge needs to rule on. Right? She might say denied because as a former prosecutor herself, she sees the great investment that the prosecution team has put into this. Maybe not well, they're not doing the best job. But with a charge like this, RICO charge, huge RICO charge, 6 defendants, all this time, all this taxpayer money, the time of the people that have been sitting on the jury, spinning around in the chair for months, 10 months just to select the jury. Lead and I have been covering this for 2 years. Like, I don't know if she's going to grant it. But that's why I wanted to pull the stats in.
She should grant a mistrial. Because this was a shit show.
What do y'all think? Let me know. Let's go to the chat. Do you guys think that she's going to grant a motion for mistrial? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that she's going to grant a motion for mistrial. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that she will deny a motion for mistrial. What do you think? I'm really curious. I mean, based on those numbers, would she? Oh, okay, here y'all come. I see some 2s. I see some 1s. It's kind of a mixed bag. It's a little bit of a mixed bag, guys.
Okay.
I could just see Brian.
This is awful.
Brian coming up. This is good. We're gonna have some bets. The 1s and 2s. We're gonna have this bet. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen this week. Once we get back into the courtroom, you already see it. Brian Steele stands up. Your Honor, I'd like to file a motion for mistrial. Maybe Sharp stands up. Your Honor, on behalf of Shannon Stillwell, I'd like to file a motion for mistrial. They're going to haul Littlewood back to court, sitting on that stand, getting ready to testify. We're going to see which one of you guys, or which group is right, the 1s or the 2s. Is she going to grant the motion? Is she going to let it? Are we going back to court? And the dynamics are going to be super, super different. They're going to be super, super different. Lady J says, how soon do you think they'll get back to court? We'll see. She has to get up to speed. I mean, I showed you guys her caseload. It is relatively light compared to the state average. So she might actually be in the process of doing that right now. I checked 11 Alive and all these other news outlets. Hopefully this week, Lady J, she's also got to look at where we are in the case, all the open matters. She's catching up on everything. We're paused at the point where does Little Woody come back? And remember what was happening, guys, before Little Woody came back. Little Woody was being so combative that Simone had to now start using, like, jail phone calls. She now has to start using videos with terrible audio. I hope they fix that, but that's where we were. So, let's say she hypothetically lets it rock and brings us back to where we were. Let's say she denies the motion. Now, is she gonna put fire under Little Woody and say, dude, start answering questions? That's what we need to see. Because remember, Glanville did
Little Woody's getting his little 15 minutes of fame. Mm.
Brian's dad died. Really? 69? Let's look that. Yeah, did that happen today? Yeah, you're right. CMZ, Joe Bryant, Kobe's dad, dead at 69. Reported 16 minutes ago. Inquirer reported at 56 minutes ago. Yeah, and this is 4 years after Kobe. Wow, we lost Kobe 4 years ago, guys. Can y'all believe that? He was just like Kobe, or Kobe was just like him. He had a stroke. Looks like he had a stroke this morning. That's so sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Thank you so much, Mark, for keeping us informed. Shout out to Deshaun Fry with $1.99. Thank you so much, Deshaun. Deshaun says, "Hey, AB, you think Thug is gonna get a bond?" Well, no, I don't think that she's not gonna reverse any of those prior rulings. Like they're gonna be sound, legally sound. I don't think that she's going to do that. I do think that she has a big decision to make on this trial. Because if that happens, Brian wants that. Brian, all these defendants want that. Because essentially, if there's a mistrial, double jeopardy could attach and you cannot retry them. So the defendants want to win. And they got a significant win with getting Glenda off. This is huge for them. Now we have to, when you get a new judge, and this is why we went through the data, guys, what is the likelihood that she is going to be friendly with some of these motions, right? So super, super interesting question and a good one, Sean. Thank you. You got your thinking cap on today. I love it. Shout out to Lord Vegeta with the $5. Like the stream. What's up, y'all? Shout out to my girl AB. Love y'all. I don't know why this baby Jamaica. Listen, they put an extra shot of espresso in here today. She was like, "You want 4 shots?" I was like, "Sure." I gotta stream a little bit, so I apologize for that one. Thank you, Lord Rashida. And he's right, guys. Like all that extra digging, like I got that report. I paid like $150. So that's how much I'm committed to bringing you guys this content. Like I invest in my channel like that. Like, it's something that I know is going to be beneficial to legal education, edutainment. That is something that I'm willing to invest in. So thank you so much, Lord Vegeta. And if you guys are watching this on replay, don't forget to hit the like button there too. You can do that on replay. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. Thank you all so much. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you think that she is going to grant the motion for mistrial, tell us why you think that. If you think she's going to deny the motion for mistrial, let us know what you think in the comment section. When y'all give us feedback, it helps us make better content. So, with that being said, I'm going to head out of here. Wait, let me catch Mahadi. Mahadi with $2. He says the 403 abuse is too compelling to ignore. 403. Oh, rules of evidence. Look at you, Mahadi. Yeah, it is hard to ignore. It is hard to ignore. And we're going to see what happens in the coming days. So thank you guys so much for the love. It's all going to be great. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
What's up, everybody, and welcome into a very interesting live here today. I've got my dad on, and we're going to break down what the heck is going on in the YSL trial of Young Thug and his attorney, and all the defense attorneys really in Georgia being involved in this situation where he was literally thrown in jail mid-trial, sentenced to 20 days in jail over the next 10 weekends as the trial continues to go. We're going to react to how this happened, why this happened, whether we think the judge is wrong or right, and what we expect to happen moving forward. All right, so my dad just disappeared from the backstage or whatever you call it in StreamYard. So we'll start this one solo. Hopefully, eventually gets back on and we can get his thoughts on this. But I see some people saying, what's this case about? Things like that. I will just give you the briefest of factors. Okay, Zone, Slime Light, whatever you want to call it, rap group, gang, RICO organization. There are allegations that there's criminal activity within YSL. Young Thug is one of the lead defendants in this gang. They are accused of um, drug dealing, gang banging, weapon stuff, maybe murder, things like that, all involved in this 6+ month trial that doesn't seem like it's anywhere near the end of the case. So that's where we're at. And all of this stems from all of the shenanigans that are happening right now with Brian Steele and his judge are stemming from Mr. Copeland, who is a witness that might also be involved in criminal activity, that was given immunity, and still was going to come testify, ends up coming to testify. There are all sorts of issues. He's one of the people that is supposedly snitching on Young Thug, and him coming and taking the stand has set a series of unfortunate events in order where we'll see how the judge reacts, we'll see how the defense lawyers react, but we also remember from some of our prior videos, this is not going to be the first time the defense attorney Brian Steele, the main lawyer for Young Thug in the case, and the judge had gone at it. And where the judge has been disrespectful to Brian Steele, where the judge has been demeaning to the defendants and the defense in this case, and this is going to be just another one of those. And there have been some threads kind of thrown back and forth that they've butted heads, and we knew this was going to come to a head at some point. Well, this is when it came to a head officially. This is about as bad as it gets. This is about the most major issue you can have in a case like this, where a lawyer is representing his client, who's a criminal defendant, and has a right to counsel. So let's take a listen to this. To this video and kind of figure out how we got here. I'm trying to figure out where it is here. Do you want to be here? I'm here. Okay. I'm going to slow it down because this guy's a little hard to understand, and then we'll speed it up when we need to. You're going to let me ask you some questions. Okay. How old are you?
Wrong. What a nigga. Acting a fool.
I'm an adult. And you said you're an adult. What number of years are you? I plead the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get you to step outside the headquarters security liberation, please?
He looks at the judge, he looks around, he pleads the fifth. And this is interesting, it's kind of cool because we talked about it in other cases, we talked about it here in Reed, just got a main trial, we're covering the channel right now. Why it's an issue to call a witness if you know they're going to plead the fifth? What does that infer to the jury? What problems does that create for other people in the case, whether it's the state, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's the other criminal defendants? And we're going to get to hear some argument on these issues now, where the defense is going to explain why it's so problematic and what representations were made. All right, it looks like my dad is back here. Wi-Fi is working is good. Back on. Okay, so we just heard him plead the fifth. This is kind of what created some of the issues that we're going to deal with later with Steele being in contempt. So let's listen to kind of what happens now.
All right.
Yeah, so I have been, just FYI, everybody that's saying, I watched the court today. I have some clips from today. I'm sure I missed some because I've been doing other stuff all day today with no Karen Reed and stuff. It was a huge work day to get a bunch accomplished. So there is probably going to be stuff that we haven't heard or seen, but we'll try to get as much as we can from what we've heard and seen. So they get the jury out of there.
Under 24. Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you and both are privileged for the state majority given immunity, under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt, and we'll see you on Monday. And we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Statement.
So that's the judge throwing the witness in jail. That's not the last person he's going to throw in jail in this process, as we listen today, but he's the first person here in these series of videos that he throws in jail for leading the fifth. Basically, it sounds like he was instructed not to. I'm not so sure, but he did it. He did it in front of the jury, even though he had immunity. Anything to mention there, Dad, so far?
Well, actually, you see how summarily he's thrown in jail? Definitely is supposed to tell him what he's in contempt for and give him an opportunity to explain himself, which he didn't.
That's what I'm going to do is I'll call the jury and tell them that you're going to be in recess for the Mr. Steele, I'll entertain it right now.
He said, will you listen to what testify to? I'm not the only lawyer that wants to do this.
I certainly didn't let him. He was only asked one question, so at this point in time, there's really, I mean, you can't knowing that a witness invoked the Fifth Amendment privilege under that in front of a jury. That didn't happen in this case. That's only heard from Mr. Copeland just when testifying. So everything you say, I'll adopt. But I would say, based on information belief, I might be process in front of the prosecution. I was told, and I do not have a phone number, but I was told that Mr. Copeland made that known to officers of the prosecution team prior to the call. Like that. And it was what I would.
What the prosecutors know is important. They knew he was going to plead the fifth. That's different than that. If it was a witness that he told him he was going to come testify, he lied. He shows up, he pleads the fifth, right? I mean, that you can't really hold that against the prosecution, right?
Right.
Depending on the truth. Right. Ashley said, we thought that other cases were expensive. How much does a case like this cost? I honestly can't imagine. I mean, this many attorneys for this long, state attorney's office, it's millions, right? It has to be. For personnel, it has to be millions.
And then they're going for about 6 months?
More than 6 months, I think, and they're like not even close.
Is what I was told. I mean, the last thing the court knew, and he has counsel. If a party knows that a witness is going to invoke the Fifth Amendment in front of the jury, which poisons us, I mean, there's no doubt prejudices Mr. Williams et al. All of them, because this trial was running out in 8 months in front of the jury, and they heard Mr. Copeland's name however many times the court reporter says that's what we heard. No, the jury's heard Kenneth Copeland, and as well. I hope you're not getting into Kenneth cross-examine all the witnesses about Kenneth Copeland. The state talked about Kenneth Copeland. My point is, if the South Court finds that the state knew or had reason to believe that he was going to do this in front of the jury, that his response was going to be, I'm broken the Fifth Amendment, then Your Honor, yes, I got what you say. That's wrong. I'm looking for this trial. So I said, thank you. Yes, sir. So reply. Yes, Ms. Love.
So we're going to listen to a few minutes.
Well, hello.
All the defense attorneys basically joined that.
Welcome.
But
I'm just sitting here and you're gone.
Regarding Mr. Copeland, as we stated earlier, Mr. Copeland has.
Your Honor, I just tell the court I'm not accepting the property.
Your Honor, if I may.
These people kill me. They just come by and drop out.
So, could you sit down and sit down, sir? Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. All right, Ms. Love, you can complete your property.
Your Honor, yes. Just to relate to the court the observations that members of our office have made throughout the course of this morning and throughout the time that we've been dealing with Mr. Copeland. Our cause for concern is Mr. Copeland's communication that he is going to us, that he is going to speak, that he is going to speak on the stand, that he is going to testify, and watching what happens to Mr. Copeland gets on the stand. Mr. Copeland did not want to have to be taken into custody. The court gave him the opportunity to have presence in court with him, someone who is supposed to be representing his best interests. What we have seen is communication, both verbal and nonverbal, between Mr. Copeland's supposed counsel and counsel for defendants. And a look as if I tried from Mr. Copeland's supposed counsel in the direction of counsel for the defendants after Mr. Melnick attempted to assert for Mr. Copeland. May I finish?
Let her finish, Mr. Moore. Please sit down and I'll let you start. Okay?
that guy is the witness.
Yes, sir.
While Mr. Copeland is on the stand stating that he wants to testify, that he will testify rather. So we're watching, and Mr. Melnick, I believe the main capture, I don't think I'm important to look at it. Mr. Melnick turns to the direction of counsel for the defendants and motions like, that's it. Then, upon information and belief, as we are standing
Why they talking so fast?
Mr. Copeland requests to speak with counsel for the state, but Mr. Melnick is walking and walking, walking and walking. Then, as Mr. Copeland,
Does the end one time say I'm not going to testify?
no, as what happens as Mr. Copeland requested to speak with the state, he keeps Mr. Melnick from going in regardless of Mr. Copeland's request to speak with the state. And then we learn that Mr. Melnick tells Mr. Copeland they are going to hammer him. So Ms. Copeland comes back in and asks me, and
She's condemning the defense attorney for saying that the prosecutors are going to hammer this guy that's been accused of all these crimes, and I think he's been convicted of some crimes. It's like, wow, what a horrible guy. And she says later, she's like, we were fine talking to the witnesses when his pesky defense attorney kept standing in the way.
And they accuse him of being unethical.
Yes, for sure.
we spoken with Mr. Melnick. And I told him that we are going to hammer Mr. Copeland. The state had not been any such communication with anyone.
The state is I don't know about you, but the state doesn't usually tell people they're going to hammer you on witnesses, right? It's kind of how it just happens.
So what we are seeing, we believe, is tampering with witnesses. This particular witness on the part of people who are not the state. So we are concerned. I don't know that Mr. Copeland's interest is being represented when that interest may not be in alignment with the people that Mr. Melnick is communicating with on race. And after Mr. Copeland has communicated to this court, he will testify. So watching the goings on as Mr. Copeland is now on the stand, it has been publicized, it has been hyped up that Mr. Copeland is the next witness. Mr. Copeland is a witness. And then Mr. Copeland, he's been nothing but court. He he's been nothing but communicative with Ms. Hilton during the time that she has been carrying on him. And the reason Ms. Hilton was not in here just now, when the jury came out, that Mr. Copeland asked to speak with Ms. Hilton. So Mr. Melton can go back here, go back here, go back. The reason we have a problem with this is that Mr. Copeland is not facing any charges. For Mr. Melton to suggest or say to him that we're going to hammer him, it causes us to call into question whose interest he's representing. And so, we
By
might
the way, I mean, just, and again, there's a question here. Imani, having immunity prevents a witness from pleading the fifth. Explain, please. So you can only plead the fifth if it's reasonable that you might incriminate yourself. So when you get immunity, you're not going to incriminate yourself. The problem is, immunity, if you lie, or you lie about something, then they can go back and they can use statements that you said against you, right? So there is something to this where it's like, the defense attorney can be like, yeah, they can hammer you, so if you lie or do something outside of the immunity agreement, then maybe there is a problem. That's how we're supposed to talk to our clients. We're supposed to tell them about the possible problems that can come, right? Not right.
Okay, I'm not fooling with this no more.
That could arise.
Well, this is just the beginning of the story. But she is horrified that his lawyer has to be present when they're talking to him. I mean, that just shocks me that the lawyer. You know, I mean, you know, they want to be thinking about it. Like, there's been a lot of prosecutions about the lawyers and all that.
Exactly. All right. Listening a little bit more. Actually, let's get to the end here. Summarize the rest of the video. And then we'll go towards the end of this video. We got a couple clips from the show.
under these circumstances, we'd ask for not motion.
All right. I won't deny the motion from Mr. Mr. Steele at this point in time. I know that you made it. I'll let Mr. Nunn in just a second make whatever remarks he wants. Do you have anything else you want to say? I would like, I understand what your problem is. You have a great investigator, and I trust him. I'd like to talk to him. I was told from my name. So okay. First thing, last thing. Heard Mr. Copeland, prior to coming in to the courtroom, almost immediately prior, state that I'm reading from Mr. Copeland. If I have no jail, lock me up, and I will do mine. The other day, my Copeland, as I was walking in, that he heard, he's right behind me, he can speak for himself, but he heard him Copeland tell the prosecution. I said, well, people be afraid that he will give a bit. That's why I raised it. I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong.
So multiple people are right before Copeland took the stand, and he informed the prosecutors that he was going to plead the fifth, and that's the issue. Nancy asked what's bad about pleading the fifth in front of the jury. I've explained it a couple times in my
Because there's no evidence about the fifth. The jury doesn't get any evidence either way. And most of the juries assume if someone claims the fifth, that they're going to say something incriminating and something criminal and something wrong. So all it's done is keep the testimony. So it's wrong just to say that because you also can't cross-examine him to plead the fifth. You can't say why. Tell me what's wrong. You can't do any of that stuff. So the jury's going to make a presumption. They have no evidence. The fifth has no evidentiary value to a jury. So why put somebody in front of a jury just to say, I claim the fifth?
Nina said, why is Steele putting on the record not accepting the proffer from the state attorney? It's not his choice. Obviously, the judge gets to determine whether he accepts a proffer. But why do you think he did that? Just to fight? Just to fight?
No, he wanted to make a record not agreeing with what the state attorney was saying and the facts. He wanted to make sure the record was clear. It wasn't.
I get that, but it wasn't to not accept the proffer as if it's a defense attorney's choice to accept the proffer from another lawyer as opposed to the judge.
Sometimes you do it by stipulation to accept the proffer. You want to make sure that no one thought you were
Okay, so now we get into the big video, so after Copeland is gone, we're going to hear some about it, but apparently there was a ex parte meeting between the prosecutors, the judge, Copeland, and his attorney. And what happened there, we don't know specifically. We can guess and we learn some about it. But that's basically what this clip is discussing as we get into it and what leads into Brian Steele eventually taking off his coat and tie and going to jail.
Mr. Steele, before I recess, I asked you, how did you get this information? And it is not covered by work product.
The judge wants to know, how do you know about this ex parte meeting? That's the big question from the judge here.
Only one way you could have gotten it. So, I'm going to ask you again. And I respect that. It gives me no joy. But Because as you know, Georgia rules professional. 1.6 comment 5 reasons what I have. 1.6. I know why. I know what the rule says, but here's the thing. But in order, you need to please tell me who you got it from. I'm not asking you something substance.
No.
Okay, but I need you to.
No, you in the wrong. You ain't gonna make me in the wrong because you in the wrong.
I don't want to hold you in contempt, but this is so sacrosanct to have a conversation in my chambers parroted to you and others. It is that serious. Yeah, that's why I raised it. It's that serious that we should have been there. You should have, sir. That's a whole separate issue. And that's why ex parte conversations are recorded. Why would it be ex parte? It's ex parte because that's what the state asked me to do. Just like when you asked me for an ex parte conversation. You never asked us on record or anywhere to meet a witness.
So what are your thoughts generally on an ex parte meeting with the judge, prosecutors, and the witness in the case?
I think it's totally improper. I can see no justification if you're going to have a witness and a prosecutor there. No justification for not inviting the defense. I can think of no reason to do that. There's one exception. I have to admit, one exception would be if there is a danger to the witness if you have the defense lawyers there. But that's the only possible exception.
The only other one I can think of in trials we've done together is national security and federal trials. That has happened. Those meetings have happened. Are you still there? Dang it. He froze. My guess is. I think he froze. Okay, now I can hear you. So the other one is national security and federal cases where they have these ex parte meetings without us there. There's nothing we can do about that.
Right, I don't think there's any national security.
Correct. It still feels unfair, honestly. It still feels unfair. But those are the ones that happen. And yeah, that's not how we want to do trials. Like, think about that, especially if you've already made a bunch of comments how you think the judge is biased against you or should recuse yourself or himself, and then this stuff has happened. I mean, it's just I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to realize there are major issues with what's happening here, especially when you start to get a gist of what the conversation may be about.
Right, you're not there yet, but yeah, when you start realizing what it's about, there was no reason the defense lawyers weren't there.
All right, let's listen to it again.
Sir, you're straying off the issue. The issue is, how did you get to the information? I'm sure I understand. But what I'm trying to ask you is, if you look at comment 5, this is how I understand the law. You cannot lie. You can't violate something and then use privilege. That's why I'm saying, how did you get her information? But just listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, but this would occur. Privilege in 1.6 would occur if you were in the right place, right time to begin with. You weren't. Let me tell you. I'm just reading from it. But if I'm reading wrong, I'm not trying to. It says 1.6 applies not merely to matters communicated in confidence by the client, but also to all information gained in a professional relationship, whatever its source. So you're asking me to break the order now, baby. You're asking me, I'm not saying the word, but to give you information, and you're saying it's not something substance, but I'm telling you, I can't do that under the bar rules. All right, well, I'm going to hold you in contempt. And you can think about it. 5 o'clock today, we'll see where you are. Stand on that one. Because that's not what I understand the rule to be. I've not asked you some substance of what was said. I asked you how you got it. You can't do that. Yes, you can, because I have an idea how you got it. Well, you're right. I have an idea how you got it, but that's improper. Your idea may be wrong, and you're asking me to. Listen, I told you the first time, and I'm not sure. I don't want to hold you in contempt, but this is that serious. Judge, you cannot each.
What do you think as far as repercussions for the person that did share it with him? Do you think the judge is in line and asking him to reveal who told him?
No.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, if I was a judge, that would be the question that I would ask, of course, because it was my chambers. It was supposed to be confidential, and it wasn't supposed to leak. Now, whether the judge did the right or wrong thing by having that meeting is a different question. But if I was a judge, that's the question I'd ask. I think that the problem you've got, if you want to go through all of it, is that Mr. Steele is getting a direct order from a judge. And that when you get a direct order from a judge, even if you say it's privileged, the judge tells you it's not, you are technically covered by paying a judge's rules.
He makes that argument later, and the judge has found that it's not privileged, basically. This is something that potentially should be done in chambers or not in front of the cameras or in a sealed meeting, potentially. But what would be the repercussions for the person that was maybe in that ex parte meeting and revealed that information to a lawyer on the outside?
You have the same contempt problem that Mr. Steele is facing right now, in that he revealed a confidence out of that ex parte order. But, it's because we don't have a transcript, because we don't know exactly what was said, we also don't know if the judge specifically said no on what he's saying. We really don't know, and we also don't know who said it. We don't know how he found out. I think we all probably have some theories about how he found out. But, you know, that person certainly could be held in contempt.
So what's interesting to me too is like if it did, it doesn't seem like it did, but if it did come from his client, like one of the co-defendants found out, or maybe even Copeland told his client, or something like that, some way his client told him, well, then it is privileged, and then now you're making it break privilege legitimately. It does seem like it came, even the way he kind of read the rule and worked the words in, where it's things he got in other ways as part of his representation. It seems interesting. It seems interesting. All right, let's keep listening.
Drop and get information that was not meant for you to hear at that particular time. Judge, listen, I'll do whatever you want till 5 o'clock or thereafter. But what I'm trying to tell you is, Your Honor, this is so serious to me. We need to hear it. I'm looking for a mistrial. It is my understanding, based on information belief, from whom are you? From whom? Well, I'd like to get the substance first, and then we'll talk. Okay, well, then you'll be in custody until then. Because you need to tell me how you got the information. I'm not asking you what was said. You've already kind of given us some snippets of what you said. That tells me that somebody parroted that information to you. So you're assuming something because I told you already. Well, then, other than if you were sitting, unless you were sitting in there with a recorder, or Miss Love, or Miss Hilton, or one of the deputies gave you that information, or Miss Weaver shot you a rough copy of the transcript, there's only one other person left. Well, Your Honor. And if that person gave you that information, or shared that information with you, she probably violated privilege. Well, let me tell you two things. One, I don't know how that was a privileged communication. It should have been. Well, she has a client she's supposed to represent. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna have when I got this information. I'm not gonna have any further conversation.
He's like, who are you talking about? Like, who are you talking about? It's like they're looking at each other like, you say it. No, you say it. No, you say it. So I don't know if the judge is wrong or the defense attorney's baiting him or what. But it definitely seems like the judge thinks he knows who leaked the information.
Right. You know, why don't the judge give a full and fair hearing to the issue, which is propriety of having that meeting?
Can you fix your AirPod? It just feels it's a little low to me. So put the mic more towards your mouth.
How's that now?
So it seems low to me. Nobody anybody listening has an issue, but yeah, I agree with you.
He's avoiding the issue.
Right. Curiousity said, how do you think he got the information? Do you agree? I mean, it definitely seems like he got it from the other unnamed lawyer in the room.
Yeah, I'd be slandering him, so I don't want to say that. But there's a chance of that.
I want to know, the question still remains. I want to know who gave you the information? I'd like to know what information happened.
You don't deserve to know.
They're both trying to like leverage the information they have that the other person doesn't have so they can get more information. That's what it feels like a little bit.
This would get declared this trial based upon. Okay, now I'm going to deny your word. I'm going to deny your word. I understand you spoke with the witness outside our presence. Yes, I have a important conversation, which is appropriate. You influence the witness based on information belief, and I'd like to have that on the record. I don't know why that's so hard to do. If nothing happens there, but you're acting like, tell me what it is. Don't talk about the substance. Why can't we have an issue that was outside our presence? It should not, because you got some information that you shouldn't have gotten. Why? Well, that's for another day. But why? That's for another day in the first place. I didn't know about this. That's for another day. So I read it as soon as we found out. Well, I gave you the case I'm relying on. I assume you read it. If you didn't read it, you should read it. It's a material part, critical part of the case. When a judge speaks with a witness outside the presence of the accused, the court has said it's right there for the that is a material or critical part of the case. And it's an automatic loss. Mr. Steele, but you're acting like Mr. Steele. That is not the case when somebody discloses information in an ex parte conversation that one of the parties is lawfully asking to hold. You're not supposed to have communication with a witness who's been sworn. I'm not telling you. I'm just saying if you read the case, I'm assuming you read it. That's what it says. And you did it. There's a statement you heard. You said it supposedly. And what I'm trying to get to is why did that happen outside of presence? And I need to have the respectful question that transcript you mentioned to be given to us so we can really understand it. And then anything that is not on transcript, if anything, that we understand what happened outside of presence. Okay. And now you have put it where somehow I have to reveal. I told you the first time. I'd be breaching 1.6, and I know you're assuming something. I don't think you're breaching 1.6. You can't lie about 1.6. I think you can't lie about it. But the thing is, I think you got this information. Somebody disclosed it to you, and that's the only way you could have got it. What I got it. Because unless you're sitting there and you're eavesdropping. So you can't use something ordinarily that you had no business getting to begin with, and then stand on, well, hey, we didn't give you the information, or the party didn't give you the information. So that's the issue with it. Well, that needs to be told. But right now, we don't know. There's lying. really from manager standpoint, man, stop. Just stop. Just right, stop. Stop. It's fucked up. Because you did. You already said there's confusion and you were right. Mr. Lina.
So, would you have just told who the source was? What's the big deal?
Nope.
Why didn't you give it to us? That's the question.
I don't think I think there's something
You
fundamental.
don't know all the information. The first problem is we don't know all the information, right? That's one of the things I think going through your head.